Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Buccaneer. And what you'll see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Buccaneer. Here we go. And welcome to the skills slide. If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of her skills. On the far right hand side are all the specials that go with these skills. Then the column CD is the cooldown for the skills. Then the column charges is how many times you can use that skill. And then hits is how many times the skill will hit a creature or opponent. And damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against a creature in the world. And damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And of course you have the passive at the bottom. So just a few things to cover, and that is in the special section where it's red and it says super armor, that just means it's not applied in arena. Everywhere else it'll work, just not in arena. And if you look over to the left side where under skill, where those skills are colored brown, that connects to what it says in the specials that's also brown, and all of that connects to the one skill called Captain's Will. And if you look over in the specials, you'll see after super armor, the next harpoon skill is enhanced, and the remaining cooldown is -1 second when using a harpoon skill. And the ones that are brown are the harpoon skills they talk about. And of course, there is the passive at the bottom, which we will talk about during the PvP slide. So take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvE slide. What I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVE, with the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And Waterworks is your highest damaging skill. So a few other things to tell you is why is there a section colored green, and that is because we can only take 8 skills into the game world at a time, and these are the ones that I'm recommending because of damage percentage. So the only other thing to say is just looking at her PvE damage potential, she's a beast. I mean, almost all of her skills are over 1000%. That is very damaging. So that to me says maybe a Path of Glory team member, or take them on a boss fight in a guild raid. But wow, she hits pretty hard. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. There's a lot to cover on this slide, so let's go ahead and get the basics out of the way. What I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVP, with the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And this time, Tide Splitter is your highest damaging skill, but not by much compared to Waterworks, which was the PvE choice. I mean, very, very close. So, a few things to cover, and that is, everyone always asks when they're doing PvP, what skills can I use that has super armor that I can use in arena as well as in the world? I don't want to mess with what I can and can't use and manage all that. And I'm happy to tell you that Tide Splitter is the skill that will not only be heavy in damage, but I mean, it's your #1 skill, but gives you super armor as well. Now, what makes her different is I knew there was something that they had to give or take away to, give her something special, and that's everyone usually has 3 super armors to choose from, and she just has 1. However, the skill single tap, you could, if you go into the enhancements and you qualify and you unlock the enhancement for changing forward guard to a super armor, then your 3rd damaging skill will also have a super armor if you so chose. So that is the skills that I recommend for that. You already know why it's colored in green, so let us go over the passive and I'll just read it to you. Like I said, this is very easy. It's called Scallywags Assemble, and all you have to do is use 3 skills, let me just read it. Use skills 3 times to summon the slippery Scallywags and consume 40 MP, activating this passive. And quite honestly, what you'll see is you'll see them come out with a cannon. And before we get to what each of the cannonballs means, let's tell you what happens when your passive is active. Your PvP damage dealt is increased to 10% more for 10 seconds. The damage against monsters is increased plus 10% for 10 seconds. And I gotta tell you, that right there says I'm good on the PvP battlefield as well as PvE fighting. She's a beast. And the next one is the slippery Scallywags. The damage that they do in PvE is 2,400%, which really will go well with your 2,341.5% for Waterworks, your highest damaging skill. So that just equates to a lot of good damage. And PvP, it's right up there too with 1,200%. which rivals the 4th highest skill you have, called Captain's Orders, Fire Away. So, very good passive. And now, let's talk about the Cannonballs and what they mean. When your guys come out, if you see a red cannonball, that means that the creature or player's opponent that gets affected is going to have 300 burn damage every 1 second for 3 seconds. If it's blue, the target DP will decrease -80 for 10 seconds. If it is yellow, the target's AP reduces -80 for 10 seconds. And if it's a rainbow colored, all the effects that I just read will be applied. Red, blue, and yellow, all 3 of them. So, what I want to do is I want to show you a still image of that I cut from the video I'm going to show you as well, of what these colors look like so you know what to look for. So give me a moment, let me get that pulled up. Here we go. And so here is the still image I spoke of, and at the top left corner is a blue cannonball. You can see it's blue because of the swirls that it makes when the cannonball is shot out. And then at the top right is a yellow cannonball for the same reasons. Yellow swirls comes out so you can visually see, okay, I know when a blue one and I know when a yellow one is being shot out and what they mean. Now, the difficult part, but not really so difficult, is which one is red and which one is rainbow colored on the 2 images below. I believe that the bottom left is red colored because, well, it looks like its swirls are all red, and the bottom right is the rainbow colored. Now, what I've done is I've taken and drawn a red box around the cannonball and the arc in which it fires, and you'll notice that for blue, yellow, and red, it fires in the same arc, but for the bottom right corner, which would be the rainbow one, the arc is much lower. So visually, you would know, oh, that is my rainbow, and it's all 3 of them that my opponent or the creature I'm fighting is getting hit with. And I know that when you're fighting, you really don't have time to stare at your cannon and see what color comes out, but at least now you know what you're looking for. So what we're going to do is cut to the passive video where I show you how it looks in action. Here we go. Okay, so we have our Buccaneer here, and let's go ahead and zoom in. I really like how she turned out. And let's go ahead and zoom out. So what we're doing is zooming out. The music is also going to change abruptly, and it's to get a good visual of our Scallywags and firing the cannon. So here we go, just firing 3 skills, and there they are, and that was a red cannonball. So we'll go ahead and do it again 3 times, and there's a yellow cannonball. You can start to see visually, oh, I see where I'm looking now. And here's a blue cannonball. And just in case you think, oh, there's a pattern to it, it's always going to be all 4 colors. No, here's another blue. So let's go ahead and return now to our PVP slide and keep going with the video. Here we go. And welcome back. So now that you know how the passive works and what you're looking for with the cannonballs, now you can understand what's happening when they come out. So take a moment to look at everything here, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide, which is the skill combos. Here we go. And welcome to the skill combo slide. Before we tell you how this screen or slide works, let me tell you where you can find it. If you're in the game and you bring up the menu screen, and you look all the way over to the right and you tap on the square that says skills, and now you're on the skills screen, and you look to the middle and you go down, you'll see a magnifying glass with a circle around it, and it will say skill combos to the right of that. Tap on that and this little window will come up showing you the Buccaneers skill combos. Now you will need to scroll up and down to see them all, but what I've done for you here today is provided all of it on one screen. So you can print it out or put it on another monitor if you're playing with an emulator. However, if you're gonna print it out, maybe do black and white, because this might be a little heavy on the ink. So now that you know where to find it, let's tell you how it works. On the left hand side in blue is the skill you would start out with. So let's choose the one at the very top, smooth sailing. And then the next skill that you're chaining into is single tap. So that's a 2-hit combo right there. Smooth sailing, then single tap. Now, I've looked at this and saw that you can do 3-hit combos with what they're suggesting. However, that's not what I'm trying to say. Is you can do a 4 or 5 or 6-hit combo. This is just to give you an idea of where to start and how combos work. Now that that's understood, at the very bottom you'll see that there is no skill called flow support fire and flow triple tap. These are enhancements. And what I'm going to do is show you a still image of what the skill is and the enhancement you need to unlock to be able to do this combo. So give me just 1 second. Let me go ahead and bring up that slide for you. Here we go. We'll start with support fire. So as you can now see, the flow support fire is part of the skill called trick shot. So the skill combo would be trick shot into what it's recommending. However, the reason they put it there is in order for the combo to be effective, you need to come here and unlock the enhancement. And it is pretty easy to do. All you need is 50,000 silver and you can unlock that flow support fire enhancement, and then you'll be able to do the combo that they're recommending. So let's go ahead and show you the other enhancement and what skill is connected to it. Here we go. And for the enhancement of flow triple tap, it is connected to the skill double tap. So What you would do is come over here, and as you can see, this is easy to learn. You just need 70,000 silver to tap on learn, and it's now unlocked. I will go into more detail about the enhancements that's coming up next, so just didn't want to leave you hanging on, hey, I don't have those skills. What they're trying to say is you want to unlock these two things and then do the combo they're recommending to be effective. So let's go ahead and return now back to the skilled combo slide. Here we go. And welcome back. So now that you have seen the still images of what they mean by flow support fire and flow triple tap, that means it is the trick shot for flow support fire into single tap and the double tap for flow triple tap into the single tap skill. So hopefully I didn't lose you and got you confused there, but that is what they're recommending to be effective. So let's go ahead and move on now to the enhancement slide. Here we go. And at last, welcome to the enhancement slide. Lots to talk about that. So if you are new to this slide, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of the skills, the names of the skills. On the far right hand side is the branch damage connected to those skills. And then in the middle is 4 columns. The first one going from left to right, the first, second, and fourth, I try to make enhancements that benefit your Buccaneer. The third column is enhancements that does something negative or damage to the creature or player's opponent you're fighting. So this is the way I organized it. I didn't personally choose these enhancements. I just organized it in this fashion. So first things first, if you look at the skill double tap and then go all the way over to the right where it says heal, 140 HP per hit, the word heal is colored differently because when you unlock that enhancement, you will heal everywhere in the game except Path of Glory. That's what that means. And then of course in the same horizontal line for the flow where it says same damage, add attack, strafe, SA. Oh, SA is colored red. That means when you unlock that flow, the super armor, that's what SA means, is not applied in arena. So sorry, but they reinforced it there, and that's what that means. Now, one thing I want to explain is when you're on the skill screen and you tap on a skill and you look to the left, you'll see these little circles around the icon for that skill. Those are enhancements you can unlock. Some enhancements you can unlock with silver, and others have a red number next to them, and that is the level that you need to get that skill up to unlock the enhancement and then purchase it, and now it is yours and it's connected to the skill. So for example, let's take the third one, single tap. Let's just say I needed to get up to level 2 to unlock bleed, where it damages my opponent or creature 60 damage every 1 second for 3 seconds. How do you do that? You fight creatures in the world of Elion or the world of Hadum, and they drop these books. They are skill books. You simply receive them, you tap on them, spend silver to learn them, and it increases your skills levels, and all of the books relate to you and your character. So you're always leveling up your skills. And to give you an example, if it says, say for the bleed on single tap, a number 2, this is just a best guess, is you probably would need maybe 2, maybe 3 books of single tap to get you to that level to unlock bleed if it was level 2. So that's kind of what you're looking for. You get the books randomly, so just hang in there, you're farming, you're getting these books. If you're in Hadum, you'll get them in treasure chests and they'll be a higher quality. So now that that's explained, and now that you see how this all works, take a moment to look at it, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is like a baseball card. It is all the previous slides you saw all put together on one slide. And people who are familiar with my character profile videos know that when there's a new character that comes out, or maybe just another one they're interested in, they can go into my videos, go right to the player card, and maybe print it out or look at it and get a good idea of, you know, if it's a character for them, maybe the stats. And if you print it out, once again, black and white might be best. There's a lot of color going on here. So let me show you how this works. At the very top is the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommended. And to the right of that is something new. It's called immobilization. Anytime that your character can stun, knock down, bound, knock up, anything like that, the creature you're fighting or your player's character that you're fighting against will be knocked to the ground, and they need to take time to get up, and that's immobilizing them. So it gives you the opportunity to get in an extra hit, or maybe 2 hits if you're lucky. So that's what I displayed for you here. So green means that you have an immobilization with the skill, and red means you obviously don't. And just looking at this, it looks like Reverberate is a good skill for you to use because it has 2 immobilizations. If you're wondering, well, what do you mean? Just look down at the skills below and look at Reverberate, which is the 4th one down. Go all the way across to the right in specials, and you'll see that it has a knock back and a knock down. 2 things that immobilizes the creature you're fighting or the opponent you're fighting. So that's what I mean. And if you're wondering why does any of that matter, I will explain as we get to the bottom of this player card. So you already know what the skills are, you already know what the enhancements are, and there's a legend for what's not applied in Path of Glory and what's not applied in Arena. Here is what you're looking for. If you don't know what forward guard or super armor is, because Buccaneer has a forward guard and super armor, here's what it means. For forward guard, this means that incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. So to explain forward guard, it's like this. Pretend that I'm in front of you and you have a big shield that is curved and in front of you, and I go to attack you from the front, or maybe a little off to the right or the left, and this is what happens. Incoming damage will be 0 or severely or heavily reduced. But as long as that you keep the person you're fighting in front of you, the forward guard will be effective for you. If they get behind you, then all bets are off and they'll do normal damage. So that's how that works. Super armor, this is what people who do PvP always want to have active, and this means that incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc. will not happen for a duration of time. Now, we do have symbols and icons that kind of give you a hint when super armor is active, but it might be a little tough to manage if you're trying to focus on getting your combos in and tactics. So what I'm saying is that you want to always refresh your super armor and get it going. But if a person is using all their top immobilization skills on you, they're increasing the chance that that 1 second or 2 seconds when super armor isn't with you and they get in, say, Reverberate, and it gets in and you get knocked down, they're increasing their odds of getting you knocked down. That's why this box is showing you what your immobilizations are. So technically you want to throw all your skills at your opponent, but definitely get Reverberate in more. So now that that's explained, what we're going to do is the music is going to change. We're going to go into a gameplay video where we show you what the Buccaneer can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. Before we get started, let us show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we are at Kron Castle entrance. And we're here because, well, we like it here. Their CP is 2519 and ours is 9235. I think she'll be okay. So the way this works is we follow this auto path and we'll have her fight for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, at which time we'll go back to town. I'll give my outro and say thank you. So without further ado, I am pleased to present the class to you, Buccaneer. Here we go. And it's just about time for us to head into town. There we go. So, while the loading screen is appearing, allow me to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, let people know. I am always making more videos, and there is so many more left to do. So what we do now is we'll just swing the camera around and put our Buccaneer in a nice display like a pose. That's about right. And let's go ahead and have her give a wave. It's customary. We always like to check out what their wave is like. Yep, she wins the award for longest wave. Let's do it again. Yeah. So, thank you once again, and you have a great day. Take care. Bye now.